Okay, internet world. That was a alligator head. So I'm going to talk about writing to prisoners because I don't know how I've written to men and women, and two, and they were both men. Never asked me for anything. Never, of course, men, at least if they're straight, they're not going to like fall in love with you after the first or second letter, and so forth and so on. So I've had two men. Sadly, one of them was murdered by the state of Texas, but and he was a good guy. I liked him. We named our cat after him. His name is John M. Quintanilla. He was the 501st person murdered by the state of Texas. Anyway, he was a good guy. I think I still have some of his letters. Not sure I'd have to look for them though. So when I write to people, I tell them stuff about myself. I figure they're in prison, why not, right? It's not like they're, well, maybe I should pay attention to when they're getting out, because some of them, at least the women, they're like, and every single woman that I've written to has wanted something from me. Yeah, if you didn't hear her, she said she thinks they're all nuts. Some of them want a place to stay when they get out, or need a place to stay when they get out.
I would never talk to you. I would never talk to me like that, but I didn't know.
I don't know if you heard her, but she said she would never talk to a man like that she didn't know. I got a card from one of them. I didn't read it. Well, I read part of it today because my wife read it, and then I looked at it and I threw it in the garbage. It's gone. She said they better leave me alone. Well, yeah, you're right. My attitude toward being a prison pen pal is this. They're inside. I know it's not good. I mean, I've never been to prison. I've never I've never even been to jail. Okay, I was in juvie hall twice when I was a kid. One time was for a few hours. The other time was like 12, 15 hours. So you can't really say I was in juvenile hall. But that's that, and being sent to the places I got sent to. Were the closest that I can. Now, according to a friend of mine that I was in that last place with, he said one of the guys we knew is on death row. I don't know what state. I don't remember his name right now. Another guy did get sent to prison, but he's out now. And here's a story about that. He was in his cell, or I've watched these I like these prison shows for some reason. I don't know why. And anyway, he was, as one of the wardens said, it's not your cell. It belongs to us. So I don't want to say he was in his cell, but it was his cell. I mean, why not say it was his cell? But anyway, I guess it's good mentally for an inmate not to think of it as their own, because then they start to get that institutionalized thinking going, and it becomes their home. That's what those places became for me. And no matter how much I hated what went on in those places, that's what I was used to. That's what I knew. And frankly, when I got out, the way I behaved in there was the way I thought I was supposed to behave. what are you supposed to think? That's the way everybody acts. That's the way the staff acts. So what are you supposed to think? And the way the staff talk, they're a bunch of punks. You know, supposedly they act that way on the streets. So, you know, frankly, you get to thinking that's the way life is. And it took me many, many years to stop thinking that way. So, I would like to be a pen pal to inmates, but I'm not going to. You get a letter from a woman, the first or second letter, they're in love with you, and they start talking about how they love you and what they're going to do, and like, no. You don't even know me. I've told you some things about me, but you don't know me. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, why am I going to bother writing to anybody if, one, they fall in love with me right away, but you know they're not in love with me. I'm not in love with them. I don't even know them. I wouldn't say stuff to them like that. Maybe I shouldn't even tell them certain things about me. I think that's on my shoulders. I made the mistake of telling them things about me. So they're definitely not in love with me. And more importantly, I have a girlfriend, and I tell them that up front. But they don't care about, I guess they want us to break up, so when they get out, they'll have a place to live. That's not going to happen. Next is they want me to send them money. Look, man, I can understand, you know, you're inside, you have very little or no money. I don't know how it works in prison. You know, jail and prison are two very different things, although you definitely do have, you know, people with the prison mentality in jail, because that's where they go before they go to prison. Now, I won't go into it, but we're dealing with something right now. And so, you know, when we went up to the jail recently, you know, I'm looking at a couple of these guys and I'm keeping my eye on them. And, you know, one guy walked behind me and I'm watching him. You know, I'm like, you know, I don't trust this guy. I don't know him. He looks like he's a prison kind of guy, not a jail kind of guy. And, you know, he's walking behind me, especially when I'm sitting down. I mean, I wanted to get up and just kind of watch him as he went past, but I didn't do that. I was trying to be cool about it. But, you know, I'm just not going to write to anybody anymore. You know, if they want me to send them money, or they have, I think one company is called SurePack or Access SurePack or something like that, where you can buy inmate stuff that's like allowed, that they're allowed to have. Now there is one person, eins. One person, I send him, I'm not going to say how much, it's a very small amount each month. Although this month, because it was Christmas, I sent him a little more. And I sent him a Christmas card. Because he probably has no idea who's been sending him that money. So he's like, who in the hell is this? It's giving me, you know, it's just a little bit. It's less than $20, I'll say that much.
You sent somebody money?
Yeah, there's a guy in North Carolina on death row. I send him $15 a month. Yeah, he's the first letter he sent me, he said, look, Seamus, I made some big mistakes, man.
You sent him some lately?
What?
You sent him some this month?
Sent him 35 this month because it was Christmas.
You did not.
Yeah.
Not lying to me.
Oh, I did, huh? Yeah.
When?
When we got our money. Why?
You don't hurt cooking something to eat, mister.
Oh, she wants me to cook her something to eat. So anyway, so I had John that I corresponded with, and he never asked me for anything. I would send him a book or two every once in a while. And he said, hey dude, did you send this to me? I said, yeah, I did. He said, man, you don't have to send me anything. He never asked for anything. He never implied. to send him something. And after the state of Texas murdered him, they sent his stuff to his wife in Germany. And she posted some pictures of his stuff. And one was a book like, I would do it differently than he did, but, hey Misty, hey, come here. That's Misty. Can you see her? She's kind of dark. You see the little brown around her eyes? Yeah. Anyway, and the book is basically like questions that you could answer. I would, of course he was inside, so it would be hard for him to get the paper and stuff. But one of the questions was, what person helped change your life? And he wrote, my wife. And when his after when they sent his stuff to him, she's like, wow, John sure liked to eat, because he would use his commissary money for food, and I never sent him a penny. He never, like I said, he never asked for anything. I just sent him I don't know if I could have sent him anything or not. But and this other guy, and I won't say his name, and the reason I decided to write him was because he had a lot of convictions from 2 counties in North Carolina that my family are very closely associated with. To say they're very closely associated with would be an understatement. My family has lived in one of those counties since 1775, so they've been there a long time. The church my uncle and mom went to, that they attended, there were ministers with the same last name. My mother said that they probably weren't kin, but considering that side of my family has been in that denomination since it was founded, they probably were kin. Even if very distant, they were probably kin. So anyway, so I figured maybe he was from there. It turns out he's from West Virginia, but he lived in that area for a long time, and he has this like long rap sheet, and his convictions are from those 2 counties. At least in North Carolina. I don't remember it listing his convictions from other counties or not. But the thing is, I don't write longhand letters, so I use a system called JPay. Well, in North Carolina, they don't get JPay letters, at least not on the row. So, but I did find somebody else who, before I left Facebook, somebody else said she would start writing to him, which was really cool. Because I wanted to find somebody to do that before I just, stopped writing. And hopefully she told him what my situation. But if they had JPay there, I would write to him. Because, look, the guy said, look, man, I've done some bad things. But a lot of us have done some bad things. And I haven't done the stuff he did, but a lot of us have done things we wish we wouldn't have done. But anyway, so now that I've spoken about that, I'm going to talk about this. Hold on, let me turn this light on. You get to see my beautiful no shirt torso. So this came today. Not just this, it wasn't just this. I'm not going to say what this came with, but it was my big Christmas present. And this was a part of it, which is like cool. I didn't know exactly what it was when I looked at the website. No, I didn't buy it. My wife bought it, but I don't know if I can open it. There we go. So that's a nice little safe kind of thing, like a lockbox. So that came with it, which is kind of cool. And then guess what happened, folks? Not that I have many viewers, but guess what happened? After I went to set up the other item, and it came with a bag of bolts and nuts. I don't know where I put them. Can't find them. I found the screws that came with it. Those are in there, but I can't find the nuts and bolts that came with it. But that can be dealt with. We have a box of nuts and bolts if I could find it. Because I had to tear through some stuff to get to tools, to get to the right screwdriver. I went through all my screwdrivers. The last screwdriver I got that I found was the right one. So, is there somebody in the window, or is that that's the hot air? Thought it was a kitty in the window, but no, they can't get in the window over here because we sealed it off to help keep the hot air, the warm air in the house. When I was taking stuff out the other day, I found this outside. This is a scalp lock. They call it. It's a scalp lock. I need to make one from my current wife's hair, but I haven't done that yet. But I have the things to make it with. This is socks. Don't step on the keyboard. This is from my first wife, Carolyn. I don't want to go into it, but her favorite color was red, so I put a red glass bead on there. And this is deer sinew up here, and this is a gold. I forget. It's a type of. Got it from. I don't remember the name of the company now. Anyway, but one last thing. Since Carolyn passed away, my Christmas they haven't been good. They just haven't. Okay. Last year was better. This year, this Christmas it's not an issue. I guess in part it's an issue of time passing, but I have a beautiful wife who you can't see. She's in the other room. She makes my life happy, fulfilled, but she helps to make it that way. And I'm not going to say come Christmas Day or the day after Christmas I'm not going to feel bad. I probably will. I probably will get depressed. I do. I always do it because Carolyn passed the day after Christmas. What? Oh. So far this year it's been good. I mean, if I get, depressed, it's understandable, but just having her here, being together, life is so much better with her in my life. And I've been happy. I felt happy and fulfilled, and I just haven't felt this way in a very long time. And this is it's good. So it's understandable that I get down, around the time she passed away. But gosh, I hope Lisa doesn't. Hope nothing happens to Lisa. Gosh, especially not. Oh gosh, I don't know what I would do if something happened to her. Especially if it happened, around a birthday or around Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, because Carolyn, my first wife, she passed away the day after Christmas. Um, Lucky passed away Thanksgiving, and people in my on both sides of my family die on birthdays, on or like within a week of birthdays. I mean, this goes back, well over 100 years of this happening. It was like every freaking generation, on one side or on both sides of my family, somebody freaking dies on a significant day of the year. And it freaks me out when my birthday starts coming around, because I've had people die on and around my birthday, and I start to like, what's going to happen now? And my dad died on his birthday. My grandfather on my dad's side. My grandfather died on my dad's birthday while my dad was in Vietnam. Thankfully, we all got to go and see my granddad before my dad went to Vietnam. So we did get some. I don't remember him. I have one faint memory of my grandma. But it's, one memory. I do remember going to Canada. I don't know how old I was. Jeez. I was like 3 years old. But I remember being there. I remember meeting my grandmother. I remember going somewhere with the family. We went somewhere, and one of my cousins and myself were like, I mean, I was like I said, I was around 3 years old, so I couldn't have said too much, but there was this my dad's better than your dad kind of thing going on. It was like one of his dads had seen quicksand. I had never seen quicksand. I probably didn't even know what he was talking about at the time. But it was, that my trip to Canada, my first trip to Canada and my second trip to Canada were both very good. Good memories, very good memories. Now, of course, I was in my 30s when I made my second trip to Canada. So I have far more memories, and they're all good. So, but I have a good wife, a good life, a good family. There's nothing to complain about in life. Life is good. So I just wanted to share that. Like I said, I'm not going to say what this came with, but it did come with something, and it's nice. It's nice and heavy. It's solid. It has there's a way to like double lock it, which is really cool. So anyway, so I'll just wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to say something about Merry Christmas. I'm an atheist, and I say Merry Christmas. I don't say Happy Holidays. I say Merry Christmas, because this is Christmas time. It's not holiday time. It's Christmas time. And to me, when somebody says holiday, that's like when you get off work for a week or 2 or 3. That's holidays. That's a holiday. Christmas, I guess it's a holiday because you do get off work. Well, some people get off work. Not everybody does. But it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time, not Happy Holiday time. It's Christmas time. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.